You've got a Marshall. Well, it's a Marshall and it's 10s. So you don't count it out. Oh my gosh, you don't count it out!
Floating window.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder that I do have a Valorant competitive fundamentals course, which will help you understand all the fundamental aspects of competitive that will help you climb, understand the game at a deeper level, and ultimately rank up and improve your overall mechanical skill. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you an in-depth Marshall guide. I'm going to be giving you some tips related to the Marshall that you probably haven't thought about before that will also greatly improve your rate of mastering and learning this weapon. So basically, the Marshall is a very, very high skill cap weapon. It's very challenging and difficult to learn, but also master. And the reason this is because there's an added layer or an added dimension of difficulty whenever you think about how you need to headshot someone with the sniper, right? So unlike the op where you can just body shot someone, and now the op is multiple times more expensive than the Marshall, so it is only fair that the Marshall you need to headshot someone in order to one-shot them, but that's really why this weapon is so difficult. So we're going to be watching some deathmatch gameplay of myself here in the background, and I'm going to be explaining kind of what I'm thinking and the tips that you can apply to your own Marshall gameplay that will really help you grow this weapon a little more quickly. Fight! Now, the Marshall, it shoots fairly quickly. One thing I want to talk about straight away that you're going to see me do all throughout this game that is completely acceptable to do, especially on eco rounds, is no-scoping with the Marshall. So right there, straight away, you already see the power of this. Even against someone that has full armor, I'm able to no-scope them at close to medium range. So now, the farther you go, the less accurate it's going to get, and the farther away, the more likely you're going to want to scope. Very quickly, guys, I'm going to demonstrate how you can no-scope at different ranges. So close range, you can see extremely accurate. So if you're going for the head, this is going to land you kills pretty accurately at this range. Now, a bit farther back, this is like I would consider medium range now. Close to medium range. This is still fairly accurate. So you can aim for the upper chest, and typically you'll be hitting them in the chest, and sometimes you're going to get lucky and hit them in the head. Now, far ranges, this is going to become, like I said, increasingly less accurate. But it is still surprisingly accurate. So if you absolutely have to, you can no-scope at this range, but typically you're going to want to try to no-scope at this range. But you can definitely no-scope at close to medium ranges. Now, bear with me, I am fairly new to the Marshall as well. My crosshair placement is not perfect with it. It kind of feels weird to aim at the head with a sniper because I'm so used to opping. My muscle memory is like, okay, aim at the chest with a sniper because you're going to one-shot them anyway, so just get that shot in. But typically you want to be aiming for the head at ranges like this, and that's really where the money's at. So I start off pretty missing a lot here. That's okay. So a little mistake that I make right here is that, so it's completely okay to quick scope like this, and it's also okay to body shot people as long as you can hit them twice in quick succession before they have time to like turn and one tap you. So here the problem that I make is that I don't fully scope, and so you can see that I don't fully scope because you can't see my crosshair, right? I just shoot too quickly because I'm kind of in a panic. And so make sure that this is not something that you do. Make sure that you have the patience to fully scope in, even whenever you're under pressure to kill someone. Like someone's shooting at you or someone's looking at you. Make sure that you have that patience and have the, the awareness to scope in fully. So there we kill him. It's okay to double body shot if you need to. Like try to aim for the head, but if you hit the body, that's better than not hitting them at all. Finally getting some nice shots in here. So there's another nice no scope. Again, this is a little bit farther range than my first no scope, and so this is completely okay to do. You also notice how I'm placing my crosshair out a little bit. This is very typical. Another thing I want to talk about with no scopes very quickly, guys, is that whenever you're in an eco round in Valorant, you can buy the Marshall, and as long as the enemies don't force or have light armor, you can body shot them, and they're gonna be killed. So you can really use this weapon kind of like a shotgun at close ranges. And at close ranges, you can also be more accurate at headshotting. So, like, that's just a free kill. If they don't have armor, it's free body shot kill at that range. There's another nice shot. There's another nice no scope. No scope is very consistent. So So something I noticed here is it's actually pretty difficult to be hitting people consistently that are strafing for me. Now, if you know what to do in this sort of scenario, it's a little bit easier. I'm just shooting too quickly. Basically, what you want to do is, again, not panic. Place your crosshair where they're running back and forth at, and then wait until your crosshair, wait till their head crosses onto your crosshair. And then it should be an easy kill. I'm trying to flick a little bit too much, but I'm able to finish the kill. So right here, I don't know if someone actually comes up, but basically, if we hear someone running, full running, we want to place our crosshair farther out like this. But if we hear someone running and they start walking, then we want to move our crosshair closer to the left. And the reason that this is because if they're walking, they're going to be peeking a little bit more slowly in most situations. Now, they might walk up and then swing, but that's typically not going to be the case if you hear someone swap from running to walking, in deathmatch especially. But that's actually what he does. He runs. Unfortunately, I'm not able to secure these kills. Okay. So here's an example of someone that you don't really want to waste your time trying to aim at. So this person is just running around jumping. And so instead of trying to like focus and scope in and hit his head, I choose to double no scope him. See, he's just jumping. He's not going to be hitting me. Look at Sage's face right there. She's not going to be hitting me because she's jumping. She might hit me, but hopefully not. So there you can just double no scope. Again, the Marshal is a weapon that shoots very quickly. So keep that in mind, and you can use it to spam people down very quickly if they're close range or if they're doing something stupid in front of you. Like that. What mine is. I can put that in the description though. My aim does, it does warm up a little bit though. Yeah, making sure that your crosshair is at headshot level. This looks pretty good right here. Yeah, this is pretty good. Now you see that my crosshair is a little bit too close because he's running around the corner. So ideally, you know, you can't predict this with perfect degree of certainty, but ideally my crosshair would be a little bit more to the right. But still, you could, that's an easy micro flick you can hit, and it's not really going to be anything crazy for you. That was pretty nice. Oh, who are you looking at? Here I get the guy that's running because I don't know how he knows I'm there. Typical deathmatch anger. I think sometimes I try to shoot a little bit too quickly, but I also think sometimes it is necessary to shoot that quickly with the Marshal just because, you know, you're against people with Vandals a lot of the time. In an actual game, if you buy on Eco round, you're not going to be against people with Vandals. You might be against like Sheriffs. But if you win that round, they're going to have Vandals, and then you're going to still have a Marshal. So you need to get comfortable around people that do have Vandals and have rifles and have full weapons. But this weapon can absolutely dissect your enemies. That should have been a no-scope. If you get headshot, you get staggered really hard, so it's quite hard to recover from that with a sniper. There's a nice quickscope. Yeah, and so another thing that I remembered, if you are going to quickscope, that's actually something you can absolutely do, but if you're newer to using the Marshal like me, it might not be the best idea to start out using quickscoping because you need to get a feel just for what it feels like to scope in and shoot, right? So, but if you do want to quickscope, you need to know, like, basically you just need to get your normal crosshair on them, right? Like, for example, right here, you just need to get this crosshair right here and then left click and then click. But it feels a little bit weird to do that. So, and also they can move as you're scoping in, which might complicate things just a little bit. So keep that in mind. This is a crazy long no scope right here. Like, that's completely accurate right there, right where my crosshair is. So even at long ranges, sometimes no scope kits can work it out for you. Yeah, I'm gonna miss some shots, unfortunately. Okay. Another no scope. So here we hear him. This is again, I react a little bit too late, but this is the exact type of scenario where you'd want to place your crosshair farther out because he's just running up the stairs. And people are going to do this in deathmatch, of course, but also in comp, people are going to be running around in a lot of scenarios. Not always, because walking is very useful in a lot of scenarios, but here he's clearly running up the stairs, and I have my crosshair too close to the wall, so I'm going to get punished for that. but I kill him, so it doesn't matter. Anyway. Another nice shot. There, that could have also, I could have tried to no-scope that. If you don't think you can react quick enough, like scope in, you don't think you have time to scope in and kill them quick enough, you can absolutely go for a nice no-scope. There's nothing wrong with that. And stuff like that's gonna happen all the time. You just can't let it anger you.